I see you now. Yes, I see. And there's something inside you, something so deep, so intense, something that burns and cannot be extinguished. Do you feel it? It's like a fire, but at the same time it's like a gentle breeze, whispering in your spirit, speaking things you can't express in words. I know you understand what I'm talking about. And there's a struggle. Oh, how there's a struggle. You don't need to say anything. I already know. I know the weight you carry in your chest, the anguish that no one sees. There are times when you feel so alone, so tired, and the only thing you can do is look up at the sky and ask, how long? You've done that, haven't you? I see. You try, you strive, you pray, but there's something that seems to pull you back, as if there's an invisible force trying to steal what's left of your hope. And the people? The people, how they talk, how they judge, how they expect so much from you and, at the same time, seem not to realize what's happening inside your heart. But listen, yes, listen, because he is here. Oh, he is here now. Do you feel it? Do you feel that touch? He is closer than the air you breathe, and he's looking at you. Yes, at you. Not at others, not at the crowd, but at you, as if there's no one else in the world. And he says something now. He whispers to your heart, I see you. I've never taken my eyes off you, and that's why I'm here, to tell you that you're not alone. I know there are questions. I know there's pain, but there's also an answer. And the answer isn't in the things you can see, nor in people, nor in circumstances. The answer is in him. It always has been. But there's a price. Oh, there's a price. Do you think you can have everything without paying the price? Do you think you can carry this glory without first carrying the cross? No. There are no shortcuts. And that's why you feel what you feel. That's why the path seems so narrow, so difficult, because he's molding you. He's breaking everything that doesn't belong to him. And it hurts. Oh, how it hurt. But it's worth it. It's worth it. And now, right now, there's something happening. Yes, now, there's a transformation inside you. He's touching areas that no one has ever touched. Wounds you've hidden, fears you've never dared to confess. And he's saying, I'll take care of it. I am enough. I am all you need. And what are you going to do? Are you going to keep trying to fight alone? Are you going to keep carrying this burden as if it were your obligation? Or are you going to let go? Yes, let go. Let go now. Let it go. Because he is here. And where he is, there is freedom. Where he is, there is healing. Where he is, there is peace. And now, in this instant, something has changed. You know it has changed. You can feel it. The sky is open above you, and he smiles. Yes, he smiles at you because you chose to trust. And that's all he ever wanted. Write in the comments, Holy Spirit, sing over me. If you want to hear the melody of God's peace and love, and you feel it now, don't you? Something different, something so profound that it can't be explained with words. It's as if something has been removed, as if that weight you were carrying has simply disappeared. And the peace, oh, that peace, oh, that peace that no one can understand, that peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, that doesn't waver with the storms, that can't be stolen. And I ask you now, what matters most to you? Yes, look inside your heart and tell me what is most important. You've spent so much time running, trying to hold things with your own hand, trying to solve everything, trying to prove something to yourself, to others, maybe even to God. But I want you to stop. Yes, stop now, because he's calling you to something greater. Oh, he's calling you. Do you feel it? He's calling your name. He doesn't want just a part of you. He doesn't want just a piece of your heart. He wants everything. And that surrender costs. It costs everything. It costs your plans, your fears, your desire. It costs your pride. It costs the control you try to maintain over your life. And I know you've thought about giving up. I know there are days when you simply see no way out. Days when you kneel to pray, but the words don't come. Just tears, just a painful silence. But listen now. He's in the middle of that silence. He always has been. Even when you thought you were alone, even when you couldn't feel anything, he was there. He was holding you, and now he's saying, can you hear? Can you feel? Because I never left. And I see you fighting against it. I see you trying to understand with your mind, trying to rationalize, trying to find explanation. But listen, God can't be placed within human reasoning. He is greater. He is greater than your doubts, greater than your fears, greater than your questions. And I ask you now, do you trust? Do you really trust? Because trusting means letting go. Trusting means not having all the answers, but knowing that he does. Trusting means saying, God, I don't know where this will lead me, but I trust that you know. I don't understand what's happening, but I trust that you see what I don't see. And this is the moment. Oh, this is the moment. The moment when you choose. The moment when you stop fighting against God and just surrender. The moment when you stop carrying everything alone and allow him to carry it for you. And I see tears in your eyes now, because you know that he's talking to you. You feel the warmth of his presence enveloping you. He's here. Yes, he's here. And he whispers to your heart, "You are mine. I chose you. I loved you even before you knew me. I sustained you when you thought you had fallen. I wiped away your tears when no one else saw. I heard the prayers you couldn't even say. I am here, and I always will be. And now I ask you, what are you going to do with this? Are you going to leave here and simply continue living the same way? Are you going to pretend that nothing happened? Are you going to ignore that voice inside you? That voice that calls you to more? Oh no, you can't go back. You can't pretend you didn't hear. Something inside you has changed. Something inside you has been transformed. You are not the same. And there's a new journey before you. Yes, a new journey. Don't think it will be easy. Don't think the enemy won't try to stop you. Because he will. Oh, how he will try. He will cast doubt. He will bring weariness. He will try to make you believe that nothing has changed, that nothing was real. But listen, you know what you felt. You know that he touched you. You know that his presence is real. So remain. Yes, remain. Remain when it's difficult. Remain when the silence returns. Remain when the winds blow against you. Because he is faithful. And he says now, I am with you every day until the end. Do you believe that? Do you believe? Then live like someone who believes. Live like someone who knows who God is. Live like someone who has been touched by the glory of the Lord. Because, that glory is not to be contained. That glory is not to be hidden. That glory shines. That glory transforms. That glory makes you a living witness to the power of God. And I tell you now, walk in that light. Walk in that calling. Don't be afraid. Don't look back, because he is with you, always has been, always will be. Write in the comment, Holy Spirit, bring hope. If you believe that he is the answer for what your heart hopes, and now that you know, now that you've felt it, now that every fiber of your being has been touched by this presence, what more could you want? What in this world could still be more important, you know? Yes, you know. You've already experienced his touch. And once he touches, once he reveals himself, there's no going back to being the same. There's no looking back and desiring what was left behind, because everything that was is no longer useful. And I see how something inside you still struggles. There's something that resists. It's that fear, that insecurity. What if I'm not strong enough? What if I fail? What if tomorrow I wake up and all this seems like a distant dream? But listen, listen now, because he said, it's not about you. It's never been about what you can or cannot do. It's about me. It's about what I've already done. It's about who I am. And suddenly, you realize, it's not about your strength. It never was. It's not about your perfection. It's not about your ability to always get it right. It's about grace. Yes, that wonderful grace, that incomprehensible grace. And you cry. Oh, you cry, because you realize how much you tried to do everything alone, how much you carried burdens that he never asked you to carry, how much you tried to stand on your own strength when he was always there, ready to hold you. And now, what remains now? Just rest, just trust, just that deep surrender, that complete abandonment in his arm. And he smiled. Oh, he smiled. Because finally you understood. Finally you surrendered. Finally you stop fighting against him and start walking with him. And I see, yes I see, the Holy Spirit is moving over you now. Do you feel it? That warmth that envelops your heart, that brokenness, that certainty that something has changed. He is here. He is touching every part of you. He is restoring what was broken. He is rebuilding what seemed lost. And you wonder, what now? How do I go from here? How do I live after being touched by this glory? And the answer is so simple but so powerful. Follow his voice. Just follow. Don't try to understand everything. Don't try to predict every step. Just follow. Just trust. And there will be moments, I tell you, there will be moments when you will feel lost, moments when it will seem that he is silent. But don't be fooled. Don't be fooled, because he never walks away. He never leaves you alone. And in those moments, in those days when darkness tries to approach, remember this. Remember this instant. Remember the presence you feel now. Remember his touch. Remember his word. Because faith is not about what you feel. Faith is about what you know. And you know that he is real. You know that he is faithful. You know that he doesn't lie. So continue. Yes, continue. Continue even when the winds are against. Continue even when the voices around you try to discourage. Continue even when your mind tries to doubt what your spirit has already confirmed. Because he is with you. Yes, he is with you. And I see something happening now. I see an awakening within you. I see the glory of God taking place in your heart in a way that it never has before. I see you becoming what he always planned. And there is no more fear. There are no more doubt. There is no more resistance. Just him. Just that unshakable certainty that he is everything. So go with that certainty. Go with that peace. Go with that presence that now completely envelops you, because he has already gone ahead. He has already prepared the way, and he is waiting for you. Write in the comments, Holy Spirit, comfort my soul. If you believe that he is your refuge in difficult time, and you feel it now, you feel that peace, that fire, that unshakable certainty that takes over your heart. You know that something happened inside you. It wasn't emotion. It wasn't a passing moment. No, something eternal was marked in your spirit. But listen, oh listen, because now comes the proof. Now comes the test. Yes, because every work of God passes through the fire. Do you think you can carry this presence, this glory, and not be tested? Do you think you can walk in faith without doubt trying to reach you? I need to tell you. Oh, I need to tell you this now. There will be days when the enemy will try to steal everything that God has deposited in you. He will try to whisper lies. He will try to make you doubt. He will use people, situations, thoughts, anything that can take you away from this truth that you have received. But look at me now. Don't be afraid. Don't fear, because he has already won. Yes, he has already won. And that battle, that struggle that tries to rise up against you, that invisible war that happens inside your mind, it has already been won. Oh, if you could see what is happening now in the spiritual world. There are angels around you. There is an army of God marching ahead of you. But you need to remain. Yes, remain. Don't look back. Don't go back to what you were before. Don't allow the enemy to plant doubts where God has already sown the truth. And I see something in your eyes now. You are starting to understand. You are starting to realize that this journey is not about feeling. It's not about seeing. It's about trusting. And trust? Oh, trust is built on intimacy. Do you want to remain firm? Do you want to keep that flame burning? Then be with him. You can't live on today's experience forever. You can't live only on this moment. You need to feed yourself. You need to seek him every day. You need to open the word. You need to bow before him. You need to let him guide you every moment. Because if you don't do that, the world will try to pull you back. The distractions, the worries, the voices around, everything will try to steal what God planted inside you today. But if you remain, nothing can shake you. Nothing can take away that peace that now envelops. And I see now, I see. God is calling you to something greater. Do you feel it? Do you feel that calling within you? Because he doesn't touch someone just so that person has an experience and returns to their normal life. No, he touches, he calls, he separates, and he is calling you. Yes, he is calling you to more. Are you ready? Are you willing to pay the price? Because there is a price. Oh, there is a price. No, it's not an easy price. It's not a comfortable path, but it's a glorious path. And he whispers to your heart now, do you trust me? Oh, that question that echoes in your spirit now. Do you trust? Do you trust even when you don't understand? Do you trust even when you don't see the way? Do you trust even when everything inside you wants to question, wants to hold on to control, wants to return to the comfort zone? Because trusting means abandoning. Trusting means letting go of everything. Trusting means saying, Lord, your will be done, not mine. And you feel that struggle within you right now. Oh, I know you do. Because your spirit wants to go, wants to move forward, wants to dive deeper. But your flesh wants security. Your flesh wants control. But I tell you now, choose the Spirit, choose God's path, because what he has for you, if you could see what's right in front of you, but you need to decide, you need to make that choice. And now, in this moment, I see something happening inside you. Yes, I see. God is breaking the chains that were still holding you back. God is tearing down the fears that were preventing you from moving forward. Do you feel that? Do you feel that freedom? Oh, that freedom that only he can. And I see that this isn't just an ordinary decision. No, this is the decision that changes everything. Today is the milestone. Today is the day you chose to trust, the day you chose to abandon what was holding you back, the day you chose to completely follow God's voice. And he is smiling. Oh, he is smiling at you now, because he sees your heart. He sees your surrender. He sees that you have chosen him above all else. And now, now everything changes. Now you no longer walk alone. Now you no longer carry any weight. Now you are led by him, sustained by him, strengthened by him. And I see what he is doing now. He is lifting you up. Yes, he is putting you on your feet. He is preparing you for something greater. And I need to tell you, this now. What God started today doesn't end here. What he did within you today is not the end. It's just the beginning. There is so much more. There are so many things he will still show you. There are so many places he will still take you. But remember, always remember, abide, trust, seek, and see. See what he will do in your life, because he is faithful. He is faithful. and he never fails. Write in the comment, Holy Spirit, ignite the flame. If you desire to live with passion and surrender to the Lord. And now that you've chosen to trust, now that you've chosen to surrender, I need to tell you, I need to tell you this with all the urgency in my heart. Don't think the enemy will remain silent. Don't think he will simply accept this decision of yours and walk away. No, he will try in every way to steal what God has deposited within you. And I see how he is already trying to plant thoughts in your mind. Was that real? Will that last? What if I fail? What if I fall? But listen, listen now. What God does is eternal. What he plants, no one can uproot. You are no longer alone. You no longer fight with your own strength. There is a greater strength within you now. And do you feel it? Do you feel that certainty? Do you feel that presence that still surrounds you? Because he doesn't just touch you for a moment. No, he doesn't just call you for an instant of glory and then leave you alone. He walks with you. He dwells in you. And now you need to decide to abide, because there will be days, there will be days when it will seem like none of this happened. Days when the silence will be deafening. Days when the voices of doubt will try to crush you. But on those days, in those moments, remember this exact moment. Remember his touch. Remember his voice. Remember the certainty that is within you now. Because that certainty doesn't come from you. No, that certainty is the work of the Holy Spirit. And if he started this work, he is faithful to complete it. But you need to be watchful. Yes, be watchful. You cannot allow the same distractions to pull you back. You cannot allow the same worries to suffocate the seed that God planted within you. And I see that he is calling you to a new level. Yes, a new level. And this new level requires something. It requires a completely surrendered heart, not just today, not just in this moment, but every day. Because this isn't about a passing experience. No, this is about a deep relationship, a real intimacy, a life totally surrendered to God's will. And I need to ask you now, are you willing? Are you willing to walk with him, even when it means giving up things you love? Are you willing to follow his voice, even when it means walking alone? Because there is a price. There is a price, but I tell you, that price is nothing compared to the glory he has to reveal to you. Nothing compares to the peace he gives. Nothing compares to the love he pours out. Nothing compares to the certainty of knowing that you are exactly where he wants you to be. And he is calling you now to a deeper commitment. Do you feel that? Do you feel that urgency in your spirit? He is calling you to a time of surrender like never before. And that surrender means that you can no longer live for yourself. You can no longer make plans without first asking, Lord, is this what you want? You can no longer make decisions without first seeking his direction. You can no longer ignore his voice when he calls you, because he doesn't just want a part of you. He wants everything. And I see now, I see that something within you is burning. You know that he is speaking to you. Do you feel that fire? That fire that burns and cannot be extinguished? That is the fire of the Holy Spirit. And when that fire comes, it consumes everything that doesn't belong to God. It burns the fears. It burns the doubt. It burns the desires that don't come from him. And now, now he is doing that within you. Do you feel it? Do you feel that fire burning inside your chest? That is his touch. That is his seal upon you. And I tell you, I tell you now, with all the conviction of my spirit, you will never be the same. You will never be able to live as before. You will never be able to walk without that presence. You will never be able to ignore that voice that now echoes within you, because he has marked you. He has set you apart. He has called you to something greater. And I see that you are ready. Yes, you are ready, because he empowers you. He sustains you. He strengthens you. And now, right now, he is opening a path before you. Yes, a new path. And he is telling you, walk without fear. Walk boldly, because I am with you. And I see that everything that was trying to hold you back has already fallen to the ground. The chains have already been broken. The fears have already been dispelled. The doubts have already been destroyed. Now only he remains, and he is enough. He is enough. And you know that you can never go back to what you were before, because he called you. And when he calls, it's never in vain. So go with that certainty. Go with that glory. Go with that presence that now completely surrounds you, because he has already gone ahead. He has already prepared the way, and he is waiting for you. Write in the comment, I want more of the Holy Spirit. If you yearn for a deeper relationship with God, and now you feel that, don't you? You know there's no turning back. You know something has been changed within you, that something has been sealed by God himself. He has called you. He has set you apart, and that calling burns in your chest like a fire that cannot be quenched. And I see, I see the struggle within you. I see that thought trying to form, that voice whispering that you are not strong enough, that you don't have everything you need to fulfill this calling. But listen, oh, listen now, because that voice doesn't come from him. He never called the qualified. He never chose the perfect. He never looked at human ability. He always chose those who, in the eyes of the world, seemed weak, small, insignificant. And do you know why? Oh, do you know why? Because he doesn't need your strength. He doesn't need your perfection. He just needs your surrender. And he is asking now, do you trust me? Because trusting means following without knowing where. Trusting means walking on water without questioning whether you will sink. Trusting means letting go of control and simply going. And he is calling you now. Oh, I see. I see what he is doing. He is lifting you up. He is giving you a new vision. He is putting something so deep, something so powerful within you that you can no longer ignore. Do you feel that? Do you feel that weight of glory upon you? Because he is placing something in your hand. But now I need to tell you, I need to tell you this with all the truth of my heart. There will be a price. Yes, there will be a price, because carrying his glory is not easy. Living for him, truly for him, costs everything. Have you seen what happened to those who decided to follow this calling? Have you seen what happens to those who choose to live completely for God? They are marked, they are persecuted, they are misunderstood, because the world doesn't understand. Oh, the world will never understand. But if you knew, if you knew what is reserved for those who pay that price, if you could see what God has prepared for those who don't give up, for those who don't look back, and now, right now, he is asking you, are you willing? Are you willing to leave behind whatever is necessary? Are you willing to give up what doesn't fit in this new season? Are you willing to follow only his voice, even if it means walking alone? Because there are moments when God's path seems lone. But listen, listen to this now. You will never be alone, because he is with you. He will always be with you. And now I see his glory surrounding you. He is renewing strength. He is healing wounds. He is restoring areas that were broken. Do you feel that? Do you feel that peace that surpasses all understanding? Because this is just the beginning. Oh, if you could see where he is leading you. But you need to abide, because there will be times of trial. There will be days when you will feel weak, days when discouragement will try to stop you, days when the enemy will try to make you doubt what happened today. But remember this moment. Remember his voice. Remember the certainty that he planted within you, because he is faithful. Oh, he is faithful. And he never starts something to leave it unfinished. He has already written your story. He has already drawn the path. And now he is just waiting for you to walk. So go without fear, go without hesitation, because he is waiting for you just ahead. Write in the comment, Holy Spirit, strengthen my faith, if you believe that he can sustain you in any challenge. And now something within you knows that this decision cannot be reversed. Something within you knows that God is waiting for just one step from you, one answer from you, one definitive yes. Do you feel that weight? Do you feel that urgency in your spirit? This is not a passing emotion. This is not an ordinary moment. This is God calling you. This is God telling you, come, walk with me, trust me. And I see the battle that takes place within you. I see the fear trying to whisper that you are not capable. I see the thoughts trying to remind you of all the times you failed, of all the times you said you would, but ended up going back. But listen, listen now, because God never asked for perfection. He never demanded that you be strong enough. He never expected you to have all the answers. He only asks for surrender. He only asks for a willing heart. And he asks you now, do you trust me enough not to look back? Because that is the key. That is the decision that changes everything. You cannot follow God while looking back. You cannot walk in faith while still holding on to the things he has already asked you to let go of. You cannot carry the new while your hands are still tied to the past. And now, in this instant, he is cutting the ties that were holding you back. Do you feel that? Do you feel that lightness? Do you feel that peace that begins to take over your heart? Because he is taking away the weights you were carrying. He is freeing you from things you didn't even know you were still holding on to. He is preparing you for something new. And I need to tell you, I need to tell you this now. Those who truly follow God never go back to being the same. Never. Because once he touches, once he calls, once he seals, you may even try to run away, but you will never be happy away from him. You will never be able to fit back into the places where he took you from. You will never be able to silence that voice that now burns within you. And I see what he is doing. He is lifting you up. He is preparing you. He is calling you to something much greater than you imagine. But there is a price. There is a price. And you need to know that. Because following God means leaving behind what doesn't fit in this new season. It means giving up things that you may love, but that are not part of his purpose for you. And I see, yes, I see what God is asking of you now. And I know, oh, I know that there is a tightness in your chest because your flesh wants to hold on, because your mind tries to argue. But listen, if God is asking something of you, it is because he has something greater to give you. If he is asking you to let go of something, it is because he wants to fill your hands with something much better. But you need to trust. You need to take that step. And I see now. I see that you already know what to do. I see that something within you has already decided. You can no longer fight against it. You can no longer ignore that voice. And God is smiling now. Oh, he is smiling because he sees your heart. He sees that you have chosen him above all else. And now everything changes. Now you no longer walk alone. Now you no longer need to carry any weight. Now you are led by his presence, sustained by his power, strengthened by his spirit. And I see a path opening before you. Yes, a new path. And he is telling you, come. I have already gone ahead. I have already prepared everything. And I see that all the chains have fallen. The fears are gone. The doubts have been silent. Now only he remains. And he is enough. Oh, he is everything. And you know that you will never be the same because he called you. And when he called, it's never in vain. So go without fear. Go without hesitation because he is waiting for you just ahead. Write in the comment, Holy Spirit, fill my being if you desire to live a life full of God's power. And now I see how your heart is burning, how your soul is pulsing, how every part of your being knows that it was called to something much bigger than you imagine. Because God doesn't call in vain. God doesn't touch halfway. When he touches, when he marks, when he calls, it's to fulfill something eternal. And I need to tell you, I need to tell you this with all the urgency of my heart. This calling is not light. This path is not easy. But oh, how worth it is. How glorious it is to walk in what he prepared. How wonderful it is to live each day guided by the Spirit, without fear, without insecurity, without doubt. But listen, listen now, because the enemy will try to make you forget this moment. He will try to whisper lies in your ear. He will try to steal this flame that has been lit within you. He will use everything he can to make you doubt, to make you hesitate, to make you question if you really are capable, if you really were chosen, if you really can go all the way. But listen carefully. Listen to this now. What God started within you, no one can stop. What he planted within you, no one can uproot. What he declared over your life, no one can nullify. Can you feel it now? Can you feel it? The Holy Spirit surrounds you, sustains you, strengthens you. You are not alone. You will never be alone again. And now, right now, something is being sealed within you. God is placing an eternal seal upon your heart, a seal that declares that you belong to him, that you are his, that nothing and no one can take you out of his hand. And I see that there are things inside of you that are being torn out now. Old fears that have paralyzed you for so long, insecurities that have always made you back down, doubts that tried to keep you from taking a step forward. All of this is being burned now. All of this is falling to the ground now. And he says to you, you are mine. I have called you by name. I chose you before the foundation of the world. I never made a mistake in calling you. I was never wrong about you. If you could see what he sees, if you could see what he has prepared for you, if you could understand how much he loves you, how much he wants you close, how much he longs for you to trust him completely. But I need to ask you now. I need to ask you this with all my heart. Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to live completely for him? Are you willing to give up whatever it takes to live the fullness of the purpose he has for you? Because there is no way to live for God halfway. There is no way to walk with one foot in the calling and the other in your own desire. There is no way to follow Christ without carrying a cross. And that cross demands renunciation. That cross demands total surrender. But I tell you now, I tell you this with all certainty within me. That surrender is the only thing that is worth it. Because living without him is not living. Walking without him is not walking. And now, right now, he is confirming something within you. Do you feel it? Do you feel this voice that echoes in your spirit? He is saying, come, trust me. I am your sustenance. I am your strength. I am the one who takes you forward. And I see that something has opened in the spiritual world. A new time, a new path, something that God has already prepared for you and that is now beginning to manifest. And he says to you, just go. Just trust, just remain. Don't look back. Don't go back to what it was before. Don't try to carry what should have been left behind, because he is calling you to something new. And I see a door that is opening now, a door that no one can close, a door that God has reserved especially for you. And he invites you. Enter, walk. I have already gone ahead. I have already prepared everything. Do you feel this peace? Do you feel this security? Do you feel this deep love that completely surrounds you? That's him. That's his presence. And now I know, I know that you will never be the same, because he called you, he touched you, he marked you, and this calling is irrevocable. This presence will never leave you again, and now you can walk without fear. Now you can move forward without hesitation. Now you can live completely surrendered to him, because he is with you. He will always be with you, and he says to you, I am your God. I am your Father. I am everything you need. Oh, if you could see his smile now. If you could feel the pleasure he has in seeing you surrendering completely, because that surrender means everything to him. And now you just rest. Now you just trust. Now you just walk without looking back, because he has already gone ahead, and he is waiting for you just ahead. Write in the comments, Holy Spirit, restore my soul, if you believe he can renew all areas of your life. Share this blessed video so that it can touch and help other people like you and me. Want to delve even deeper into faith and prayer? Download our exclusive ebook on how to strengthen your spirituality these days. The link is in the comments below. Don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for being part of our faith community. If you would like to support our channel a little more, consider becoming a member of our channel. I leave here 2 more videos so that you can continue your spiritual search and growth in faith. Thank you, and may God bless you all. See you later.